Welcome. We're going to go through a chord analysis of the hymn "'Tis So Sweet to Trust in Jesus." And it's a very simple chord melody, but we're going to go through and analyze the chords and determine the function of all the chords and things like that. And we're going to use this neat little tool that I created that will hopefully help. So let's take a quick look at this real quick. So this is a real simple tool. Basically, you can select the key. And then it displays all the notes, all the chords, and then the secondary harmony. So these are chords that are not found natively in the key of, in this case, F, but that are commonly used in that key, and also includes borrowed chords from the minor modes. If any of that's confusing, all you need to know is that these are all the chords that are commonly used by composers in most popular music. These are the concepts you'll see over and over again. And then you can also choose seventh chords, which will add the appropriate sevenths onto all of the chords there. So that's pretty cool. So for our song, it's going to be in the key of G, and most of the chords are triads, and so we'll start there. But basically, we're just going to use this to plug in the different function that we come across for each chord. So to start off, we're going to start here at the beginning. So it starts on G, so we know that this is the one chord. So let's add that in here. We'll just use a Roman numeral 1 to denote that. Then let's go to our next chord. So the C chord, and if you don't already know, you can just count on your fingers G, A, B, C, and you'll know that this is the 4 chord. And then back to 1. Like that. Now let's just kind of check that on here. So you see G is 1, C is 4, and then back to 1. All right, let's keep going. All right, E minor. E minor is the 6th chord. So we'll put minor 6th here. G is back to 1. All right, here's something a little different. So A minor, that is going to be the 2 chord right there. Now here's an interesting chord, right? A7. A7, so we'll change this over to sevenths. Notice, so these are all the chords in the 7th chords in G major. Notice there's no A7 here. There's A minor 7. So A7 is actually going to be right here. This is called secondary dominant. And so what this is we're just for a brief moment, that A7 is acting like the 5 of 5. So in the key of G, the 5th chord is D. And so the 5 of D would be A. And so we're just kind of dipping into that, hinting at that key of D major for a moment, and it creates a really great sound. So the way we write that is like this. You can do it 2 ways. So you can write it like this, just major 2 7. That's perfectly fine. Or in music school, they'll want you to write it like this. They want you to put 5 7 of 5. So For this, just to get our brain kind of thinking in 5 of, we're going to use that. But on the chord analysis tool, notice I've put both ways of denoting the chord. All right. And then finally, oops, it goes to the 5 chord here. All right. Let's get rid of, I did something wrong here. There we go. Cool. So let's just listen to this. To the 4 chord, back to 1. Minor 6, 1, 2, 5 of 5 to 5. 1 to 4. It kind of repeats, right? Nice. So here at the end is where we get something a little different. But let's just plug in these chords here. So G right here will be, that's going to be 1, to 4, back to 1. To minor 6, and then A is the 2 chord, A minor, excuse me. And then D, so D, these are all, this is all 5 right here. So you've got a 5 sus, and that just means you've got the, instead of the 3rd of the chord, you have the 4th. Sus is short for suspended 4th. And then 5, 7 here. D7. And then finally back to 1. Let's add that. There we go. Now, so this D7, you'll notice that I've got F sharp diminished here in parentheses. And the reason for that is we're actually using an F sharp diminished chord as a D7 chord. And all that really means is that they share the same notes, except for F sharp diminished does not have a D in it, whereas D7 has, let me just show you here. So here are the notes of D7. You've got D, F sharp, A, and C. And so that would be this chord right here. And then F sharp diminished right here has F sharp, A, and C. So there's no D in it. So you can see they can be used interchangeably like that. Okay. Great. Let's keep going here. So we'll hit play from here. A little different. Nice. All right, let's do this. So let's do the easy stuff first. We've got the 1 chord going to this. I would actually call this just E minor. Let's do E minor. It does have the 7th, but it's really just going down to this note here. So 1, and then E minor is going to be the minor 6. This is the minor 2 chord. I don't think we've had this one yet. So B minor is going to be minor 3. 1, 2, 3. 3, back to 1, back to minor 3, excuse me, minor 6. I'm going to change this. Yeah. And then A minor is our 2 chord. And then again, we have the 5 of 5 right here. 5, 7 of 5. Going to 5. And just like up here with the F sharp diminished and the D7, notice that the C sharp diminished is being used for the A7, and it's the exact same reason, is that they share all the same notes, except for C sharp diminished does not have the note A in it. So the rule would be, you can use any, for a 7th chord, like A7, if you just use the diminished chord that starts on the 3rd, you can use those interchangeably. Okay, let's keep going. And so all this will be repeated material, but let's add it to be thorough here. So 1 to 4, back to 1. Minor 6, 2, 5 sus, 5, 7, and finally back to 1. And that's it. So after you do a handful of these, you're going to start to notice a lot of patterns. Something you'll see all the time is 5 going to 1, and then what precedes 5. It's almost always going to be some version of a 2 chord or a 4 chord. From 1 you can go anywhere. Oftentimes you'll go to the 4 chord, and you're going to come across these secondary dominants all the time, especially in hymns. Really, it's a device that's used a lot. So let's just hit play, and it's just nice to be able to listen and see how the chord functions throughout. The 1 chord going to 4, 4 to 1, minor 6, 2, 5 of 5 to 5, all repeated material here. This would be the B section of the song, right? The second section, so you have something different. Nice. Something here, I wasn't sure if this was a typo or not. And, I think that's not right. I think it's needs to be. There we go. There we go. Nice. So that's how you use this chord analysis tool to analyze a piece of music like this.